Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
My name is Catherine Barson Eastis.
And I'm Carter Eastis.
And you're watching the Gluttonous Geek presents
Ranger Rations.
We are here in the Pine Mountain Franklin D. Roosevelt Park for our Thanksgiving out in the woods this year.
Today, right now, is Thanksgiving morning.
Yep.
And we don't have a turkey.
Nope.
We got a Cornish game hen that we're going to be roasting on the fire this evening, along with a squash.
Yep.
And making a
wine cranberry sauce.
Very nice.
Yes. So yeah, we're going to be spending 3 days out here, doing a little bit of a loop. This is my first ranger trip, and I mean, in our 9 years of marriage, 9 years of marriage as of yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was our 9th wedding anniversary.
This is the first camping trip we've ever taken together, so
pray for us.
May the Valor help us. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
Onward!
Onward!
So here we are at our first campsite, Turtle Hollow in FDR Park. You can kind of see behind me, we've got a nice little creek for fresh water. We've got our fire ring ready to go. Carter's going to be lighting that soon. And a Cornish game hen in that pot that hopefully will be thawed enough to actually cook it soon. And I think my favorite part of the campsite, this deadfall that we've got over here. And you already saw Carter setting up his home for the night. As far as we can tell, that is, unless we get too cold. In that case, he'll be going into my home for the night. So my home for the night, Carter's home for the night. Since this is also later in the year than Carter normally goes on his ranger trips, I'm acting as a little bit of a failsafe. Shall keep my husband warm should it be too cold. We are about to put a Cornish game hen, and first night, yo. Let's get cooking.
Now, when you're working with a flint and steel striker to make a fire, it's not so much the flint, it's the steel. Those little sparks are little bits of steel just being shaved off and superheating, creating sparks. It doesn't actually take flint. It can really take any sharp, hard rock. So this is a piece of quartz that I just found at this fire pit. And I can just take my striker and it's throwing some great sparks. I might keep this rock.
So, we have a mostly 3/4 half-thawed Cornish game hen. But we thought, you know, there's enough time on the trail for this to thaw out. Nope, got a big old chunk of ice cube inside this bird. There, okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm fondling this thing. Oh, yep. I got this cool little spice packet, well, spice bottle holder from Medieval Collectibles. So what I've got in here, I've got, of course, some kosher salt, which we're going to be using to season our bird, as well as some dried thyme, some rubbed sage, once again, nice foresty flavors, and garlic powder. And finally, we have poudre douce, which means sweet powder in French. It is a medieval spice blend. So, my spice rack. Let's get seasoning. And just kind of season that the best we could. All right, so we've got our salt. Probably going to add a little bit more later on, especially once we finish, because we're going to be spit roasting it until it is fully cooked through, and then I'm going to shred the meat up to serve inside of our acorn squash. Garlic powder next. So, yeah. Lots and lots of garlic, because garlic is tasty. I think I'm actually going to hold off on the sage and thyme. That way I don't have it burning on the surface of the bird. So, now that we have it all seasoned up, I think it's time to start roasting. All right, so since this is Thanksgiving and we already have our bird on the spit here, I thought it would be nice to add another sort of autumn flavor that still kind of has that Thanksgiving flavor. So we thought an acorn squash cooked directly in the coals would be absolutely lovely. So to keep this from exploding, I'm just going to take a fork here and stab it a couple of times. So it can release steam as it's cooking. So yeah, now that we've got this squash all nice and stabbed, we're going to just set him directly into the coals. We're just going to set him there. All we really have to do now is wait. And once we take these guys off the fire, we'll start on our wine cranberry sauce. So, just going to go ahead. That. Okay.
And happy Thanksgiving. Okay, that's good.
Yep. So, we roasted an acorn squash whole in the coals. While we spit roast a Cornish game hen, we did a mix of sour cherries and dried cranberry. Well, dried sour cherries and dried cranberries, cooked in a skillet with port and water. It's kind of funny. The flame caught the port and flambéed it a little bit to caramelize it.
I did not realize port was that flammable. Good to remember next time I have trouble lighting the fire.
After that, reduced some, took it off the fire, and mixed a little bit of ghee to emulsify it. Shredded up the Cornish game hen, put that on top of our acorn squash, and then pour the sauce on top.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, we've got some limitations here with our... Obviously, the weight
Yes.
is a big limitation. Without a Cornish game hen and an acorn squash, our packs are going to be much lighter tomorrow.
Yes. Here we are doing Thanksgiving out in the woods.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.